Welcome back to Pisobilities here in GNN. We are still joined by Trace Trajano, and we welcome to the show also Miss Thea Santos because marami nagte-text, Trace, ang inyong contact details, where they can get in touch with you, how they can go under that coaching program. Miss Thea, would you want to share the facility that you are now building, Trace? With Trace?
Yeah, if they're interested to know more about the coaching program, they can visit talktoamillionaire.com, and then they can schedule there a session with me or Trace. So, and then we'll explain to them all the details of the coaching program.
Thea, before you came in, sinasabi lagi nila kanina there's a lot of mentoring that is being done. Will you be doing hand-holding with the students, with the mentees?
Yeah. We designed it in a way na first, they help me in my business. So they really do actual assignments. Like selling, marketing. During open house, they're there to observe. They answer phone calls, and then I give them instructions on how to interview and screen clients.
Both for a potential buyer and a seller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Everything.
Can you give again that website, please?
www.talktoamillionaire.com.
Okay. For those who have sent us a text message to 0917-853-7333, we will text blast all these domain names that Trace mentioned earlier, the firstdeal.com and
talktoamillionaire.com.
Okay, for the coaching program. Let's address some of the text messages. From Kim, it is good to earn big money quick, but they have to be reminded to also learn and follow the principles taught by Mr. Colayco. Ayan, kasi binibida mo yung foreign author eh. That is to live within your means, save and invest. Of course, thank you kung sino man yun, si Kim, na naalala ko. Of course, from the book of Mr. Colayco, mamaya we have something to say about it.
That's
From
right.
Leia of Mandaluyong, I have a property in Parañaque. It was appraised for 3.5 million. Does that mean I have to sell it to you at a lower price, if ever? Trace?
Well, most likely, but it also depends. I mean, she can sell it on her own, but just by learning the techniques that I teach.
Si Jojo of Baguio, ganun ba ang you were...
Yeah, so si Jojo, he's a real estate agent. And then yun nga, for the longest time.
What he learned here when attending your seminar, he applied it there in Baguio.
Right, because one of the things that I always encounter, yun nga, when I first talked to my brother, he told me, oh, your techniques will not work in the Philippines. And then actually, Thea is my very first student. And through Thea's...
It doesn't mean the oldest.
No.
Sorry, hindi lang Thea. Sabihin niya, dumadaan lang ako rito eh. Magpapapirma lang ako ng cheque eh. Pinuupo pa ako tapos na...
Through Thea, I was able to prove that this can be done in the Philippines. And then when people heard about Thea, they told me, oh, it can only be done in Manila.
Right.
And then I said,
because you were
"No,
operating here
right,
in Metro Manila.
Right. And then, that's why I have students like Jojo who brought the techniques in Baguio. Ayun nga, yung problem lot niya na hindi niya mabenta-benta in 1 year, he sold it in just 3 weeks through the extreme marketing techniques that we teach.
Okay. From Lenny Del Mundo, gaano katagal bago kayo makabenta ng property? Ayan,
Well, it
I
can,
guess the gestation period.
it can be a few weeks, sometimes even a few days. So
Just like si Miss Lynn kanina, no?
That's right.
In 2 days' time. But do you expect her to make 400,000 every 2 days? Hindi naman siguro. Hindi naman.
it depends on the deal. So
Right,
sometimes yes, you get lucky, you make big money. Sometimes, for example, like Will Abrisa made 69,000 pesos in 6 days.
Right.
Mga ganon. But sometimes you can make like 1 million in a few days as well. And of course, it doesn't always happen in a few days. And for example, one of my students sa Cebu, they sold a lot in just 36 hours.
36 hours, so close to 2 days.
Right.
Miss Thea, what are yung magpapacoach sa inyo, the one that will visit your website and eventually be under the program, ano yung gusto mong ibigay sa kanilang, not really a warning, but a guide? They should be ready to what? to be open, to be obedient, to be ano ba ang what does it take to be a good mentee? Let's assume we have a good mentor, you have a good coaching program, but sometimes the student also should be prepared, and they should be prepared. What kind of preparation should they get into?
At first,
Kailangan ba maburgis ako magsalita? Maporma ako?
Kailangan lang teachable.
Teachable.
And then they should know the direction that they want to go to. Like, what is their financial goal? Do they wanna earn like
I will
$1
agree
million
with
for
you
this
on that
year?
as part of Colaiko Foundation, because it's one thing na you earn, di ba? This so much thousands, even $1 million in a day. That's good. Binabangga sa kanilang personal financial goals.
Yeah. And the purpose.
Right,
Of course, because they won't be that motivated if they just wanna try it out.
Right.
Or like to prove something to themselves.
Right. There's a good question. I was about to ask this but tinanong na ng texter natin coming from cellphone number ending 7477. Is it a need to be a real estate broker to become a seller, or do I need to be a part broker company? I was about to ask Trace, are Thea, Grace, Rose, Lynn, are they real estate agents?
Well, you don't have to be a real estate agent to be able to do what I teach.
Or what they have done?
Yeah.
Or what they have done?
In fact, I'm not a real estate agent myself.
Okay.
But in the Philippines, so that you can have access to a lot more properties and potentially a lot more buyers, it is advisable to become a real estate agent. But it's not required
Who takes care of
sell.
the administrative backroom requirements, like checking of the title? Don't you do that? Checking of the title. O buyers beware na lang kayo. May seller ako, may buyer ako. A buyer, nagkaintindihan tayo sa presyo, pero ikaw nang bahala to check on the property. Or do you vouch? Do you vet? Do you...
Well, I suggest to my students to always check the title of the property anyway, as part of their due diligence. Okay. So not only the title, but yung lahat ng repair cost, renovation cost, yung survey ng lupa kung may right-of-way issues. So all the due diligence needs to be done prior to acquiring the deal.
But you don't vouch, you don't vet for the property. Because for one, you're not a real estate broker. You cannot vet for it. Paano natin tinuturo? What do we teach our students?
There is also a title company that verifies. So if they want to just hire the title company to do all the dirty work, then that is also possible.
Who hires? The deal owner or the seller?
The deal owner.
The deal owner hires that title company.
Yeah, as part of the due diligence. And then it's also in the contract that the seller is guaranteeing that this property is clean. So otherwise...
And other encumbrances doon sa property, no? Baka naka-mortgage na rin, or different owner na for that matter. Were there problems like that you encountered the past year or 2 years that you're...
Oh yeah, like I have at least 3 deals I did not close because of title issues.
Because of title issues.
Right. So, but good thing, it's part of the due diligence. I did not put any money down, and even though there are title issues, okay, fine. I just wasted some time there, but but that's okay. That's part of the learning process.
Balik pa rin ako sa question, because I'm sure you'll be bombarded by queries of being coached or taught by you guys. Are there qualifications for a possible mentee or student? Kailangan ba college graduate ako? O ngayon, hindi pala ako real estate broker, pwede. Any other qualifications that is a must, aside from...
The only qualification is you have to be able to
because the hurdle rate of a 250 peso seminar fee is kayang-kaya.
Right.
Wag lang silang gumastos ng isang araw for unnecessary things. They can attend that seminar on March 9,
7
for
p.m.
250 pesos, 7 p.m. Imbis na nanood silang sine, 250 pesos, they get a snapshot in 3 hours of this thing that we're talking about. Anong kailangan nung...
Dun sa local coaching program, to be honest, there is substantial financial commitment required. You know, it's like it's not as much as putting a down payment like a franchise fee. You know, hindi yun franchise. Okay, so it's a lot cheaper than a franchise, but it's a lot more expensive than a seminar. Okay, just to be honest. So
are you comfortable to say how much the coaching program is?
It's sort of negotiable
from a range
yung payment plan. Yung range, I'll just tell you it's more than 10,000 pesos.
But is this payable when hindi naman payable when able? Payable when I close my deal, or I have to?
There is some financial commitment upfront required. So just so that we will only deal with the serious versus the curious. You know, as Thea said, ayaw namin yung itatry mo lang yung real estate. Gusto namin committed ka to make it big in real estate. If you're committed.
But can you help me, Thea, if I'm really for this?
Yeah.
You know,
doon
pag minsan may ganun di ba? Not everyone can be an entrepreneur, for example. So even the franchise companies, I found out, the big ones, even if you have the money, you have to go through some qualifying, and even if you have the millions, hundreds of millions, if you fail in the qualifying, you cannot be a franchise owner of Jollibee, McDonald's. Sa inyo ba meron parang qualifying to be a student?
Yeah.
Parang hindi ko pa alam talaga kung para sa linya ko ba to or hindi. Can you help me find out?
Yes, we interview applicants, so we ask them a series of questions for us to know where they are right now, and then their goals, and then if real estate can actually fit in, and if the coaching program, like we also require at least 10 hours per week.
That's right.
Per week?
Per week.
Yun
So
requirement.
that they can allot to learn real estate investing, because otherwise if they're working full-time, especially like 7 days a week, they don't have time. So they're just receiving the modules and they don't have time to apply. So that is not possible too.
Ilan na ang under the coaching program?
The last one we did, about 100 people went through the coaching program.
So is this customized? Meaning what is being taught kay Grace kanina earlier may be different from what is being taught to me if I become a student? Or it's the same, it's a classroom type approach you deliver?
Yeah, well, two things. Number one, we give you modules sent to you via email. So these are online videos that you watch to learn the different things that you need to learn. And then you're assigned what I call a local coach, like Thea is one of them, who works with you one-on-one. And as she said, you know, we want you to work in her business first so that you will learn how to really do it with actual deals, making actual money. Yun pa lang, kikita na sila doon ng pera kasi it's a partnership with her.
What is this company? You said you...
Well, it's a partnership with her...
Deals.
With
the deals.
With her real estate deals.
Okay.